Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the eISL, powered by Coca-Cola, with Hero as our associate sponsor, Nordwind Gaming as our esports partner, and PlayStation as our platform partner. Now, you know us, I'm Sia, joined by Azim on the desk, here to bring you the set 2. And so far, it's been an intense affair from set 1, so do you expect that intensity to carry over, Azim?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think these are both teams who are in on the quest, in the quest, with a quest. I don't know what has happened to grammar, but in quest of a win. Basically, I think it's not been the best of time for Kerala Blasters over the last couple of games, and similarly for Mumbai City FC, they've only had one game so far, which didn't go particularly well for them. So yeah, the Mumbai City boys will be, of course, they're in the bubble right now. They will be missing the amazing weather that we've got back home in Mumbai. We've got some rain in December, which is always nice. And yeah, let's take a quick look at our schedule so we know what's already gone and what's to come today.
Yeah, the first set, of course, between Chennai FC and Jamshedpur FC, it was a draw all the way through, and now we get to see Kerala Blasters versus Mumbai City FC. And I think, especially for this game, I'm excited to see how, like, for example, how Arvind was able to match up against Sharanj. I wonder if Tikka is able to bring that same sort of form against Lokmanya.
Yeah, and Akshat, of course, is another player who's been a bit low on confidence. Hasn't quite managed to make his 1v1 games work out. I think Lokmanya is the guy who's been doing a little bit of the heavy lifting in that team. But for him, it's another opportunity. We did see again the so-called second player, if you might, of Jamshedpur FC and Arvind taking the game and giving a real game to Saranch in that one. So again, there's no foregone conclusions in this tournament. Everybody comes in and its form goes completely out of the window, especially this early in the season. Players are making a few mistakes. They're working on it. They're learning on their mistakes. They're also getting more information about how their opponents play, what they've been doing. Mumbai City FC, for instance, have played only one game, but they've got to see Kerala Blasters play 3 times. And while we're on the subject of the players, let's see what they have to say about the tournament and their experience so far.
My name is Lokmanya Chaturvedi. I'm 25 years of age from New Delhi.
My name is Akshat Khandelwal, born and brought up in Jaipur, Rajasthan. My age is 23.
And I'll be representing
Kerala Blasters.
So I've been playing FIFA professionally for the last 5 years, and I've represented the country at the highest stage as well.
I've been playing FIFA since FIFA 10. Not because I want to be a professional in it, but I love this game.
I was a professional footballer myself, so moving to FIFA was a natural shift. And to be able to create that magic on the virtual pitch is something that excites me the most.
After the 12 years of long journey, I can hopefully win this tournament.
Kerala Blasters FC has a massive football following.
Players are nothing without their fans.
Football runs in their blood, as we all know that, and what better way to connect with the club than to play FIFA for them.
This is Ashwin from Chennai. I'm 24 years old and I'll be representing Mumbai City FC. An ardent football fan since 2008, I've been following football for over 13 years now. Casually started gaming in 2018. I felt FIFA was the right click for me to move me in the right direction and get the wholesome content. Being the most popular city in India and also the eISL champions of last year, I'm very happy and so proud to represent Mumbai City FC at the FIFA scene. Football is nothing without the fans. You guys make us special. You guys make Mumbai City.
We heard from the players. It's time to see the players themselves in action, and I am excited. I think Kerala Blasters and Mumbai City FC, especially Mumbai City FC, haven't got the points on the board just yet. And I think for Kerala Blasters, it's not the start Lokmanya would have wanted specifically. So both of these teams have a lot on the line and a lot to prove.
Yeah, and of course, for me, as I've said before, Mumbai City FC always a big conflict for me personally because as a Mumbai boy myself for all of my life, the heart wants to support Mumbai City FC, but as a Manchester United fan, the heart also does not want to support Mumbai City FC. Thankfully, I am a neutral observer in this situation, so I don't have to support anyone. And Kerala Blasters again have a point to prove. They've got Lokmanu, of course, who's I mean, it's been a running joke between Fixes and me that he's always running almost a coaching class on that bench while they're sitting there. Where we've said that it's Byju's should have instead of Byju's, it should be Lokmanu's written as the sponsor on that jersey because he's just always coaching, always has some kind of insight to give Akshat. And I'm sure Akshat will have picked himself up after those last few setbacks. I think he was a little down after the last loss that they had, particularly because he made a couple of silly mistakes. But interesting to see what Mumbai City FC have to offer because you only see them really play the once. And I do believe it was against Chennai. I could be wrong, but yeah, and wow, a little bit of spying happening over here as we see. I believe it was Akshat just casually walking over and being like, "Okay, that's your tactics. All right, fine, cool, thanks for the info, bro."
And Mumbai City just being like, yeah, sure, you can take the false flag. Guys, false flag operation was a success.
Yeah.
We can proceed.
It's like, yeah, this is our formation. We are going with Jordan
totally.
Pickford in goal, and we're going to be having Joe Linton and Danny Ings as our strikers. So enjoy.
Oh my god. Just an Adama Traore in there just to make them not feel too suspicious,
Yeah.
like some sort of decent card.
Yeah. Adama Traore is such an interesting card because that's the go-to card for everybody who starts Ultimate Team
Yeah.
because it's like he's so OP for a 78 rated player and also so affordable that you could just make a team of 11 Adama Traores
Yeah.
to start if you wanted to.
And honestly, that kind of pace in my centre backs, oh my god, hell yeah.
Yeah, but of course a lot has changed in this game. I think in previous games you could just stick a central defensive midfielder or even it was very common to see left backs and right backs being used at centre half. But now with the way the defensive stats have been sort of rejigged, we see Ashwin, of course, he has a 1908 rank on in the FIFA scores. So obviously a very strong competitor. Maybe we'll get to see the rank for Akshat as well in just a little bit. But as they just iron out a few last minute changes in their teams, we should be ready to go pretty soon.
I think the players just getting those last minute tactics in, and that's going to be another interesting point for us. We need to see what really these players bring out because, as you mentioned, Mumbai City FC themselves, they've only played that one match, whereas Kerala Blasters have played 3 matches themselves, and you can see the coaching classes has finished, the headphones are on, and Akshat is ready, but let's see, can he deliver?
Yeah, and Akshat has a point to prove. You would think that it's not gone quite well for him, but he seems in a good mood. He's don't know if he's got a little bit of dance music and playing in those headphones right now just to get him in the mood for things. But he's up against Ashwin, who I believe. Actually, I don't think Mumbai City managed to win any of their matches the first time around. I could be wrong. So a lot to prove for Mumbai City FC as well. Of course, it's just been their first match and fairly closely matched in the skill levels in the FIFA rankings as well. We saw Ashwin with a low 1900 and Akshat with an 1850. And as the thumbs ups are given across the tables, it looks like we are ready to go with a few loading screens notwithstanding.
So interestingly, I did just pull up my sheet and check. So Mumbai City FC, they lost both of their individual matches, but they won their co-op. The only time they played against Northeast United FC. So that's quite curious for me. We usually see the reverse trend in teams where they are much more comfortable in those individual matches. And of course, that could just be a one-off. So I'm excited to see if that co-op strength for Mumbai City does carry over. It'll definitely give them a lot of confidence if they're even able to get one draw or a win here in any of the starting initial individual match.
Yeah, and actually now that you mentioned, I do remember the match now between Mumbai City FC and Northeast United because I think they were very close matches. The Northeast United FC defensively, both the players individually were really like strong on defense. Don't want to give away a lot of goals. If I'm not wrong, I think it was just a 1-0 or a 2-1 score line. In fact, when they played against Northeast United, so uh, Northeast a very solid defensive unit. But with co-op, these guys seem to have the measure of them. So will be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. For both of these players, right? This individual match where Akshat, of course, a point to prove, as you mentioned, and for the side of Mumbai City's FC's players, a chance to try to redeem themselves in those individual matches. And we'll have to see which player really steps up. And at that point, I think that's where the influence of the second players also comes in, because you mentioned the coaching classes that Lokman continuously brings forward. It's the wealth of knowledge that he really has available to himself, and I wonder again, will that be the difference maker, not just in the matchup between Lokman and Tikka, but of course, say even in the halftime talks between these players in this first matchup.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tikka, of course, nowhere near as experienced as Lokmanyu, despite obviously a very skilled player. And still a few last-minute discussions about what's happening. We can see some furious fiddling through menus as their fist bump has happened, which is the universal signal for match about to start soon. Uh, could be wrong. Could be commentators' curse already before the game has started, and now they say, "Hang on, no game. We're going to go for a 10-minute break." But no, it does look like Akshat is in gamer mode. He's got the little hunch and posture, looking closer at the screen, and the kickoff should be imminent, just a few moments away.
You can see the players just about ready, and yeah, of course, right now they're relaxed. But we talked about this yesterday. I even asked you about your posture, but like, yeah, right now, casual, laid back, sure. But maybe once the game starts, maybe once the first attack is through and that threat is felt, oh wait, a goal can be scored against me. So the posture might just dramatically change right then and there.
Yeah, and a little, I think, looked like the game had almost started, and he was like, okay, oh man, my controller's still in my lap. But yeah, the headphones are on. Lots of G'ing up there from Lokmanyu, and I think Akshat does need it. He's been a little low on confidence. We know, of course, from his FIFA rankings that he is a very good player, and I think he really needs that first win to kick his season off. And similarly for Mumbai City FC, of course, they haven't had to go through 3 games of the way the way Akshat has without getting that first victory. But yeah, it should be an absolute cracker as we have finally kicked off. Kerala Blasters in a very fitting kit of yellow and blue, because most of the players in this team are Brazilian.
Yeah.
And Mumbai City FC, of course, are wearing kits that fairly mirror the Manchester City kits, which is, of course, the parent club of Mumbai City FC, and in their away outfit, kicking from right to left. And here we go, Akshat starting off by just playing the ball in his defense, just to get a feel of the ball, feel of his controller, just get his passing range, just make sure he's pressing those buttons just the right amount. And now we see him go. I think Akshat not. We have seen a lot of patient build up in our last game, but Akshat is a little bit of more direct player from what I can tell. He's pretty good with his skill moves and all of that. So interesting to see how these two teams match up.
Yeah, for now you can see trying to use that two-man press. Ashwin trying to get back the ball, but Ashwin, so far Akshat has maintained possession. But just as I say that, it got switched back to back within a matter of seconds.
Yeah,
The players giving the ball back to each other. But now
yeah,
Pele versus Gullit. You
yeah.
think Gullit would just
This
body it,
time,
but
yeah,
no.
surely he has to go for the shot, and it is just deflected behind. And yeah, just a chance there out of absolutely nothing. Both teams giving the ball away to each other. I think a little bit of nerves at this moment for both players. Akshat because of his relative lack of form. Ashwin because it's actually just his second game so far, and he's just on the charge using Theo Hernandez, the pace and power that he offers at that left back position. And now slowing it down. Let's see how Ashwin likes to build his play. Looks like he wants to be a bit patient, not forcing the issue too much. And yeah, just Akshat being a bit aggressive there in defense. Very happy to bring his centre halves out and use that two-man press to win the ball. And if he plays that ball right, he does, and he's got
Wow.
Pele in behind over here. And now, what's it going to do? It's all about split second decision making over here. He gets it in and he gets,
Oh, the post!
oh no, it's off the post. It's off the post. You can see just almost a little shrug of resignation from Akshat over there saying, man, this is just my luck for this tournament so far. It's just not going into the back of the net. But yeah, good opening signs for Akshat. He was able to work that space very well, and he really will not want to concede from here, because that's the absolute worst. When you're so close to
Yeah.
scoring yourself and you get hit on the counter attack, is just so hard to take.
It's like that double wombo, and you just get knocked out of air. You're just like, ah, really? Are you serious? But Akshat right now back on the attack. Eusebio, a recurring
Yeah.
theme today, I would say. Yesterday
Yeah.
we saw a lot of
Is he going to
Ronaldo's being
cross
subbed
over
in, but oh,
here? And no, I think a lot of players I've noticed are very reluctant to put in an aerial cross,
yeah.
because we've seen that yesterday, that the crossing
Yep.
for I believe SC East Bengal it was working really well. But just not quite. A lot of players not quite comfortable with it. Of course, crossing and headed goals are not really the meta in this game. But doesn't hurt to try once in a while, because you never know, it might just fly into that top corner.
I mean, we saw it fly into a couple top corners just in the last set. And if they watched it, which I'm assuming they did, they're certainly going to be feeling inspired, if not the least daring from the results of those shots that we saw last time around. But for now, the ball fully in the possession of MCFC, trying to move it forward. Pele in the box. The skills maybe unnecessary here, but creating a lot of
Yeah.
space.
Oh, and it falls back to him again. He's got his
Ooh.
keeper out, interestingly enough, and no harm done finally. But you can see a little bit of hesitation, maybe to just pull that shot away, just afraid that it might get blocked. But I mean, to give you the oldest commentator cliche, if you don't buy a ticket, you're not going to win the lottery. And as we see now on the counter attack, Akshat going pretty direct. He's got Eusebio. Now will he search for Ronaldo? Not quite. He has Pele on the side. Could play a little 1-2 over here. No, deciding to again overplay it. And I think this is just a little bit of a lack of confidence here from Akshat. If he was just playing on instinct, if he was just sitting at home, on his couch and playing that, he would probably have got a few shots away by now.
Yeah, absolutely. The line experience for a lot of these players has been a little overwhelming because, of course, very, very new to them. But that's why the format does offer a considerable amount of time for these players to get settled in, find their groove and their mojo, and really put in their best level of performance. And talking about that, Akshat with a beautiful tackle using Vieira to now get the counter started on his own end. A long pass to Pele on the right side, but it just slows things down a little bit now. So we see Akshat though a lot more prolific with his wing usage as compared to the side of Ashwin. He's much more of a
Yeah.
central player.
Yeah, I think for Akshat, the moves build up very well until he's on the flank, but when he moves central, he just seems to run a little bit out of ideas over there, or just takes a little too much time on the ball. He is very comfortable getting that ball in behind, but at some point he's going to need to penetrate through the center. And as we see now, that's what Ashwin has been trying to do. Not a lot of wide play from him. He's trying to create those openings again, trying a little too hard over there. So both players just maybe second guessing themselves a little bit, trying a little too hard to trying to force their opportunity. And that's a super ball. Will he go for the pass? Take the shot,
Oh, again.
and again just delaying that a little too
E-
much. He didn't need that additional trick over there again, and we've seen this with Saranch in the last game. If you're in a good position, it's
Yeah.
worth just taking that shot, because left foot, right foot, these are the best players you can get. Oh, that's lovely using Theo Hernandez to completely bamboozle Eusebio over there. And now will he go for a cross? Nope. Decides again to go for a cutback. Despite being in a very good position to put that cross in, and now Akshat is a little annoyed. You see the calming
Yeah.
palms of Lokmani on his side saying, it's okay, don't worry about it, it's fine. And for him, I think he'll be happy that it's still just 1-1 right now. He has had probably the standout chance of the half. It goes into halftime. You can see he is annoyed with himself. He's a little disappointed, as we see the Lokmani coaching classes have begun. And I think I don't know about prize money or anything like that, but whatever happens, Akshat is going to come out of this with a PhD in FIFA 22.
Yeah, absolutely, and a much better player for that regard, right? Because you can see the points Lokman you able to make definitely resonating with Akshay, understanding and perhaps even helping him take that next step to take the win for himself in the second half. Now, not as much of a coaching session here from the side of Tika, but definitely words of encouragement given, because given how close this is, these small talks can make a big difference in the mental state of the player. Yes, the players are definitely focused, but the small tone difference between an encouraging tone or, say, a disappointing tone can really
Yeah.
put the player on one side or another.
Yeah, and we did see that particularly with FC Goa as well. I think Afnan had a terrible loss in the first game, and it was the first game. These players just sort of starting to know each other, starting to gel with each other, and you could see there was a little bit of disappointment shown by V Sharma at that time. But as the tournaments progress, you've seen the two of them have got a lot closer and a lot more encouraging to each other, and we've seen the results showing
Yeah,
as a result of that. But for now, based on what I've seen of Mumbai City FC, I have seen that Ashwin in defense seems like a very sorted, very organized person. It's just that final ball in attack, which he couldn't find really against Northeast United as well. So when he's up against an organized defense, that's a lovely little scoop turn to create space, and that's what he needs to do in the box. That's the kind of space he needs to be creating when he's one on one inside that penalty area, because that's where it actually counts.
trying to make that move right in there. Pele with the run
Oh, there
gets
you
it
go.
to him on the box, but
Again, turning away, but now with
ah,
Mbappe, can he create the space? Nope. Again, just overplaying that just slightly. Again, trying to force a pass through a gap that did not exist. And
yeah.
yeah, very, very cagey affair so far. Both teams not really willing to take that risk, or just play on instinct. They're very, very conservative, a little reserved right now. They're like, okay, you know what, we're going to wait for that absolute clear cut, sure shot opportunity and only then pull the trigger. And we did see one of those come up for Akshat, which unfortunately for him just hit
Yeah.
the post and went out of play. He's doing well here, using that strength of, I think, Vieira it was in that instance. And now he's got Mbappe, now he's got Vieira. There you go, he's got the opening. Just
Oh,
take the shot. Surely he has to be. And what a save! That is incredible. Oh my goodness, I thought for all the world that was going into the bottom corner. I don't know what Akshat could have done better over there. It was
yeah.
just desperately unlucky for him. He still has possession of the ball. There's just a swarm of black shirts in that
Hmm.
box. How do you penetrate that? The defense really, really organized for Mumbai City FC. And yeah, now I will that jolt Ashwin into life. The few chances he's conceded. Surely he needs to think. You know what? I need to create a few of these for myself and just put a little bit of ask a few more questions of Akshat, because it's been completely plain sailing for Kerala Blasters on defense. I don't think there's really even been a shot on goal for them to defend so far. And again, that's deflected. Will it go for a corner? Nope. It's well sorted out. And will he go on the wing now? That's where you want Mbappe, just running down the wings, abusing that R2 button, the right stick, depending on how you want to
Oh no.
sprint, and they're just not able to capitalize on the space. And yeah, very, very cagey. It's still nil-nil so far. And about, oh, that's a good turn. Again, it almost seems when they beat their man, they're surprised that, oh, I
Yeah.
beat my man. And they just sort of preempt the fact that there is a tackle coming and just shift away from the space that they've created. So, bit puzzling right now. And it can only come down to just a little bit of nerves, a little lack of confidence on the part of both players. But again, had the ball over there, could have played it through to Mbappe, but he ran offside by the time I think he spotted it. And now here we go. It's 2v3 inside that box. Will he look for a cutback? Doesn't have a player in support over there. Finds
Oh,
Ronaldo and
what?
again saved by Michael
Oh my.
Akshat. Oh my goodness, you can see him laughing now because he's had three gilt-edged chances, which on any other day of the week, the month, the year, the decade, end up in the in the corner of the net. But I mean, we had one of these days for Edwin van der Sar a couple of days ago, and it looks like today is the day of Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah, I mean, we already saw it at 7-1, but hold on for a second, because Ashwin trying to make the moves, cuts it back to Mbappe at the edge of the box, trying to get Zidane in, but pressured really well once again, using that physicality of Vieira to perfection to now get Gullit on the counter. The ball set up for Pele, and this is, I think
Yeah.
possibly the most clear-cut chance he's gonna
Surely
get.
he has to go. Take the shot. Take the shot.
Do
Take
it!
it. Take it. There you go. It's
Yeah!
finally in, and a huge sigh of relief for Akshat.
Yeah.
Finally, after 3 or 4 or 5 bites of the cherry, finally he's managed to smash that into the top corner. And I think that shot, that goal, has the potential to really exercise a lot of demons for Akshat. He's again just shaking his head. More coaching happening, and I think maybe they need to, just reach a point. It shouldn't reach a point where he's overcoaching him. I think that there is a level of instinct that is required to be successful in this game, and
Mhm.
no, it's like the Indian education system, right? Not all theory, also practical.
Oh boy, oh boy. I think that's a Pandora's box that we must try to avoid in itself. But as you mentioned, like definitely, I think especially now that he's got the lead, it's important to sort of just let him settle into his own groove. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that what Lokmanyo is offering is just suggestions like, hey, you're doing really well. You could also do this, you could also do that. But hold on, Ashwin, ultra attacking, no
Yeah.
longer ready for just that slow pace. And he's bought on Salah. I haven't seen Salah at all.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen Salah used in maybe 1 or 2 practice games or a couple of those dead rubber matches, and he's also got on Frankie De Jong. So, oh, that's a
Okay.
good turn, and now he's worked the opening
No,
shot.
why?
Why did he
Oh.
shot fake there? That was a clean chance on goal. Ashwin again just second guessing himself. There was no need for a
That's
shot
perfect.
fake. It was a clear shot on goal, and he does get the possession recycled again, and this time maybe he can make it count, and he's using Pele well, using creating the space. I mean, that was a gilt-edged chance, and now using Frankie De Jong gets himself into the box. He has Pele, who's just offside, now onside, and now will he take the shot? This time the
Shoot.
fake was the right thing to do. He's just turning around in circles in that box. He wants the perfect opportunity, and oh, it's just not going to show up for him.
Ashwin's got to take those shots. If not trust in the shots, at least trust in the subsequent corners that may come by. Because right now he's just losing the ball in, I mean, the best possible position for Akshat. It's like where he's under the most pressure. Ashwin just sort of gives it away, and I think it might just be over because now the ball on Ashwin, but Akshat is just gonna try to maintain the pressure and hold on for dear life.
Yeah, it's pretty much the last attack for Mumbai City FC, this one, and of course it's really important for
Oh,
Ashwin to get this goal. It doesn't look like he's going to get it now. He's going to clear the ball away, and that, I think,
oh,
unless he can get a shot away literally now, which could be, oh,
oh,
he has the shot, take it, and it's
oh!
saved. It's saved by Schmeichel, and again I think it's just because he delayed the shot a little too
Yeah.
much, and now Cafu charging into the box. Can he get the cutback? The referee's in no mood to blow the whistle. It's 3 minutes of extra
That's
time still going.
oh,
He has the opening,
what?
and it's saved by Schmeichel again. Is it going to be another corner? Yes, the referee is just letting this go on and on. And oh my goodness, he puts it in. It's got root gullet
No.
and saved,
Oh
and
my
it's a
God!
goal. And Ashwin somehow, oh my God, Akshat just throwing those headphones off in disgust. He cannot believe it. You just look at that, it's stunned silence over there. And oh my goodness, what a climax.
I mean, for how cagey that game was, that was, I guess, the perfect ending. Over like triple the amount of extra time that was given. We were almost 5 minutes in for a minute of extra time that was given. But Ashwin keeping the ball near that final third, like especially in that last stretch where he had the ball on Kafu and he was trying to move in. If he had just lost it across the box itself, I think the referee would have blown his whistle. But so
Yeah.
damn close to the box, he's able to maintain it and keep the pressure on. Akshat's got to be disappointed. That first win was so close.
Yeah, and again, I think this is just a little unfortunate bug in the game that the referee, as long as you are in with a chance of scoring, the referee will not
Yeah.
blow his whistle. And unfortunate for Akshat, it's 1-1. I think a better result for Mumbai City FC than it is for Kerala Blasters for sure. Not just based on how that game panned out, but overall in terms of the dynamic as well. Because Lokmanya versus Tikka, again, it's a match that's highly stacked in favor of Kerala Blasters, because you would expect Lokmanya, the the experienced player that he is to get the result. But I mean, based on what we've seen in this tournament so far, you can't predict anything or expect anything. Expect the unexpected. That's what's happening here. And man, you just got a feel for Akshat. I mean, I would love to just have a look at the expected goal stats at the end of the screen. Because that must have been so skewed in Akshat's favor. And Ashwin, I mean, I think even in that last chance, he got it at like the third bite of the cherry. Even the header was saved, and it just went in somehow. He mashed the button. It was a mishit shot that went in at the end, and just what an absolute nail biter. And yeah, 1-1 finally doesn't tell the story of that game.
I mean, if anything, I hope that tells Ashwin for the co-op game or for future individual games, pressing shoot helps, you know.
Yes.
Even if it doesn't hit properly, it helps because sometimes they go in.
Yeah, and I think it was a smart move by him for that final corner to just go for the long ball. I think over there Akshat expected he would try to go short again, but he knew that if he tried to go short, maybe the referee would blow his whistle. So just went for one last one. And I mean, if this was an actual football match, there would be a huge inquisition saying, referee, you said 1 minute. What is this 5 minutes nonsense that we are giving? But yeah. A little hard done by Akshat over there for sure. And look at the highlights. It's just a compilation of great saves from Schmeichel.
This one.
That was one of the post. We're gonna see a few more as well. He worked a lot of very good opportunities, Akshat. I think his play overall was very good. There worked that brilliantly. That save is just physics, gravity defies all concepts in the universe. And,
I think like overall for Akshat, if he is to like, of course in the moment he's going to be feeling a lot of emotions, but overall in retrospect, if he looks back, the only thing I found missing in his game was confidence, and everything else looked on point. Confidence, of course, a little bit of luck perhaps, and of course that should bode well for him, because if that's the only thing that's missing, that can be easily built up piece by piece. And you could say even at the end after the goal was scored, you could see from the side of Lokmanu, hey, it's okay, but let's have a look at that goal. Like you mentioned, smart take on the corner.
Yeah, and you could see, I think Akshat just like sent one defender to go running down to defend that. Have a look at that. I wish we could have seen. Yeah. I mean, gamers are not pretty to look at when they're intensely gaming, but you can see the emotions, you can see the stress. Akshat still sort of shaking his head. He just must be thinking, what do I need to do to buy a win in this tournament? It's been just heartbreak after heartbreak for him. But you know what? He still got the draw. His team is still very much in with a good chance over here. And as long as Lokmanu doesn't lose this game for Kerala Blasters, this goes to the final game for them.
I think if Lokmanu ends up losing this game, the disappointing faces that we saw at the end of game one will be exasperated to a much higher degree. We'll have to see though, because as you mentioned earlier, this game is most definitely stacked in Lokmanu's favor. Having said that though, we haven't got to see a lot of Tikka, so I would say we have to maybe reserve judgment till we see this game itself. But we know what Lokmanu's resume looks like. Let's just say it's not exactly something you feel confident after seeing as the opposition player.
Yeah, and we get to see a little bit about Tikka as well. Just 18 years of age, just a young boy, and the division. Sorry, I have a little block on my screen. There we go. He is in Division 2, so a little disparity in terms of the skill levels, as you see a Division 2 player in Tikka versus Lokmanu, who of course has a skill level of 2120. Even higher than Mumbai City FC's team, his teammate Ashwin at Mumbai City FC. So statistically, this game looks very weighted in favor of Kerala Blasters. But listen, I mean, to get to the elite division, you still need to go through Division 2. So maybe he's just on his way up. Maybe he just got the game a little bit later than everyone else. We don't know what the circumstances are, and he's been selected to this team for a reason. The owners and the selectors have obviously seen a lot of potential in him, and as a young guy, 18 years old, going up against Lokmanu, who's more hardened, he's been in international tournaments, he is much older, much more mature. I think he's 24 or 25, so it's going to be an interesting battle, this one.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, right, very young, so definitely, I think at least for him in this tournament, it's only going to be an upward trend. He's only going to get better, and it's exciting to see him already towards the start of his journey. Only his second match so far, facing up against one of our more known players, a very well-known players in Lokmanyu, and I'm excited to see how he's able to adapt in the game itself because we know Lokmanyu is going to be ruthless. I don't expect as many, biting my teeth moments as there were in the first game. I expect him to be a lot more clinical, like perhaps the way Saransh was able to pull off shots.
Yeah, I mean, for Tika to get a result out of this game is going to have to be a really good defensive display from him. He's going to have that rear guard action. Maybe we're going to see him, and maybe he might recognize that. Maybe we're going to see him sort of just set up shop, like invite pressure, just sit with two deep banks of four, maybe a back five even, and just try to play on the counter attack with those two strikers in Pele and Ronaldo, or Ronaldo and Mbappe, depending on how he's setting it up. So interesting to see how he approaches this. Lokmanya is always just completely stone faced, just always in the zone, getting focused. So let's see how he approaches this one.
I know we never get to see the managers of the squads themselves, but except on the sidelines. But I wonder if he does go for that defensive strategy. Does he bring on Mourinho as the manager? Just for that extra look in itself. I mean, it is the best park the bus manager there is.
Yeah, I mean, in recent times, maybe not so much. Not
Yeah.
things not quite working out for that well for Mourinho these days. And little Lokmanya coaching while not playing. Also, I think he's pointing to Akshat and saying, "Hey, bro, just have a sip of water, just relax. Your game's done, and just sit back and let me take it from here. Let me get us back into this game. Let me try to get the win, and then maybe we can sit and try to close it out in that co-op game." And in co-op, these two have been reasonably efficient. They've done a decent job in the co-op matches so far. But now it's just down to the individual battles. That's going to decide. Primarily, this match decides who the overall tie is going to be in favor of. As we're about to kick off, and Lokmanya has left the
Oh
building.
boy.
Yeah,
Well, I also noticed exactly as you called it, the immediate ultra defensive for the side of
yeah,
MCFC, Mumbai City FC. So Tika definitely understanding the win condition that you mentioned, the idea that he needs to be very compact and disciplined on the
yes.
defense. But game pace is
And it
on.
does look, yeah, like it does look. Sorry to interrupt, but it does look like he is playing a back five.
Ooh,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, or a back three with wing back. Well, it did look for a moment, but now as the team settle back into their structure, yeah, it is. It does look like it's a
5-2,
back three with
1-2.
wing backs. Yeah, quite interesting. And yeah, now it's about he's basically just telling Lokmanyu that this is how I've set up. Now you come and break me down. Let's see, and I'm gonna try and hit you on the counter attack.
Yeah, it definitely makes it very exciting for us because it's not a style we've seen before, and it shows that this player acknowledges the difference coming into the match and has done the necessary preparation to try and pull off a David versus Goliath type of upset. Right now, though,
Yeah,
on the counter, just trying to hold the ball. As much as he does this, like as long as he holds the ball, the problem with three back or even five at the back is that your composition does start to lose a bit of structure. So you have to be perfect if you do lose the ball in the midst of your
yeah.
attack.
And speaking of perfect,
Ooh.
he's working his opportunity pretty well.
Oh no!
Oh, almost found his way through to Pele and deflects. Will it go for a corner? I think Kerala Blasters FC, both the boys will just be just traumatized by the word corner kick at this moment. It's just some PTSD happening after that last game. But also, I think it's a different challenge for Lokmanya as well because once you play, a lot of elite division players, the meta and the style of play for a lot of players tends to be very similar.
Mhm.
And when you're going up against Tika, who's obviously, as we see, Division Two, the it's a little bit of an unknown. Especially in attack, you're not quite sure how they're going to approach, how they're going to play, because you get used to sort of playing certain players who play in a certain way. And I know this as well because, as I said, I played Saranch a couple of times and I managed to score against him and kept it a very respectable 1-all at halftime. But then by the end of it, it was 6-1 in his favor, and he was taking requests from the audience as to what kind of goals they wanted to see. So, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Right here, we do see Lokmanu trying to maintain that pressure, and you can see the game plan very clear for the side of Tikka, right? Those two strikers staying all the way back, the rest of the team all the way in that defensive half, just
Yeah.
purely on that counter. He does get the ball, and it's up now for that counter.
Yeah, and so far working fairly well for him. But yeah, that's what you can't afford because the spaces that you're going to have in midfield to build with this kind of setup are going to be very limited. Just living a bit on the edge over there, Tika, and now he's got those three players on the attack that he can use. Maybe he's going to try the ball in behind with Mbappe. Nope, decides to do the smarter thing and go back to Blanc and Gullit in midfield. And yeah, now he's got a little bit of movement going outside, like off the ball, and he's holding the ball there. He's basically almost saying to Lokmanu, "Come, get it off me." And he's got a
Oh
shooting opportunity.
no!
Still has the ball. It's sort of magnetically stuck to his feet, and yeah, it just works out again. I think Tikka, particularly given the way that he's set up, I think he needs to take a gamble and get a few shots away. Even if it
Yeah.
means, as you said, just getting a corner and just getting to retain possession and control the ball for a little longer. Uh, as we see, he's fairly effective with his skill moves, and he's
Oh,
got, oh my goodness.
oh!
I think if he could, instead of going for the cutback there, the gap opened up and he could have just gone through and had a shot at the far post again over there,
Yeah.
leaving a little mark with Theo Hernandez on Cruyff, and a lovely turn over there. Listen, Tikka is not being phased by this occasion at all. He's playing with confidence. Of course, he's set up fairly defensively, but he's giving Lokmanya a lot to think about at the edge of that box.
And he's playing brilliantly, I would say, except for that final third. But yeah, like back to that corner point, it's also like the whole fear, right, that you mentioned earlier also is surely there. The trauma for Kerala Blasters does take
Oh,
it and does
there
get
you
one.
go, and that's what you want to see. I mean, even though it's like an unlikely angle, he gets that timed finish perfect, and it looks like he's going to go for a cross in. Let's see if. Oh, I think that's going to be collected by the keeper. Yeah, just. I've usually found the near post corner tends to be a little bit more effective
Yeah.
based on my experience, but given straight back to him, Lokmanu just is maybe struggling a little bit, maybe slightly taken aback over here by the onslaught that he's had to defend for the majority of this first half, and we're through 35 minutes already, and it's actually been Mumbai City FC who have
Yeah.
looked the more threatening, which is not something we would have expected when this game kicked off.
Yeah, but Lokman, you're trying to pull back some of that intimidation, but no. And
Oh no, he's given it.
oh.
Okay, got a bit lucky over there. And yeah, very aggressive press over there. He has the opening for Pele if he can spot it. And he did spot it, maybe just slightly too late, and that's enough time for Lokmani to get his defense back and organized. But the worry for Tikka is that, Lokmani, again, a very explosive player. All he needs is just that one moment for to go his way, that
Oh.
one little moment of brilliance, that one skill move, and could that be the one? Will he go for a cutback over here? Yeah, he does.
Oh.
He surely
Whoa!
has to score. Yes, there you go. And that's what I said. It could be just one moment that shifts this in Kerala Blaster FC's favor. And Tikka holding out pretty valiantly for until now, but there you go, faking one way, then going the other. And I think, irrespective, even if he hadn't made that turn, it would have gone the shot into either corner. So yeah, unfortunate for Tikka to concede that goal, considering that he's been on the front foot for most of this game. And I think from his perspective, nothing really changes. I think he's
Yeah.
approached this game the same way. He's been organized in defense. He's been playing pretty much on the front foot in attack. And I think the brief to him at halftime just has to be more of the same. Absolutely more of the same. And that's a good ball played to Ronaldo. Just Marquinhos just getting in the way. And it is halftime. And Mumbai City FC won't be overly disappointed with the scoreline. Lokmani, of course, will look at this and be like, okay, this is the bare minimum that I should have achieved from this tie right now. And I think it's important for Kerala Blasters and particularly for Akshat for Lokmani to get this win, because then there's far less pressure when it comes to the co-op game as well.
Yeah, exactly, right. That co-op game, especially considering that Mumbai City have won it in the past, and yeah, I almost feel like, given the nature of Ashwin's play, where he was really, really good on the defensive half, but lacking that extra touch in the final third, matches really well with how we've seen Tika play so far. I feel like they will make a good unit. So definitely this win is going to not just help Lokmanya with that confidence factor, but more importantly, Akshat just taking a little bit of pressure off of him. You're like, okay, we've got the lead. I just need to play my game and secure the deal. But talking about that itself, now into the second half, the ball will start in the possession of Tika. Now it's just a matter of seeing how he plays this through. A small change, so Ronaldo on for Mbappe. I guess mad that the other Mbappe scored.
Yeah, and yeah, I think and he's got Cristiano Ronaldo in as well. I think he wants a little bit more shooting firepower, maybe a little bit more aerial presence as well in that box. So yeah, and of course a lot of players don't really pick Cristiano Ronaldo from the start because I believe his stamina stat is slightly low, so he doesn't tend to last the entire 90 minutes at full capacity. As we see Laurent Blanc venturing forward, that's interesting, and it took Lokmani a bit by surprise as well. He's put
Oh,
the ball into Ronaldo and straight at the keeper.
ah,
Almost an absolute master stroke there from Tikka because he played that to perfection. He knew exactly what he wanted to achieve over there. Put the ball in on a dime, landed on the one head that you wanted in that moment, but unfortunately just could not get the direction on the header.
it's lovely to see he manually triggering that run for the cross, right? That's not something we've seen a lot before. Manual runs very common, yes, but players using them to set up really good opportunities on crosses, not so much. And just a little more finishing, and maybe he can pull it off. But so far, Tika, I don't think he'll be feeling overly disappointed. Definitely
Yeah.
still will want a goal. But yeah, it's that matter, like you said, right? It give
Oh, it's given
Lokpani a
straight to
moment,
him.
but hold on.
Yeah, it's given straight to him, and yeah, deciding that he doesn't want to go for that quick break. Well, just as I said, he didn't want to force the issue. He did force the issue, and now Lokmanu, I think he's gonna know, like based on the way their luck is going off late, one goal is not enough. He
Yeah.
needs to get a two-goal cushion and then be able to see this game out. And I think we're gonna see him on the attack again, using Ronaldo very well, using Mbappe. Will he go for the shot? Not quite. A little dummy over there to
Ooh.
get the ball to Pele. And yeah, this could be a very, very pivotal moment because if Lokmanu manages to get the goal here, which he's not going to in this attack, could be curtains for Mumbai City FC in this game. And now yeah, looking for that ball in behind. That's what he's been looking for. The keeper comes out a really long way, but judge that to
Okay.
perfection. Ronaldo with a mild assault on Edwin van der Sar, old teammates, of course. And no harm done to either. And we will now see Kerala Blasters FC. I think being a little patient with how they attack. Lokman is going to play the ball around. He's going to waste maybe 3 or 4 or 5 in-game minutes for every attack that he's trying to construct. And also, the longer this goes, the longer he keeps possession, the more frustrating it becomes for Tika. He's going to try to get a little more desperate, little more eager to win that ball, and then might eventually lose his defensive shape. And with a player like of Lokmaniu's caliber, that's just one opening is all that he really needs.
And looking for that opening just here. Ronaldo on the edge of the line, but he manages to keep the ball stuck to his feet. But a good tackle right there. He delays the attack, but is not able to stop it just yet. Gullit now looking to switch the play, but a bad pass.
Ooh, yeah, bad pass and handing the initiative back now to Ashwin, and I'm interested to see now how long it'll be before it switches from ultra defensive to ultra attacking because I'm sure he would have come to this with a game plan knowing that okay, ultra defensive, if it's going well and I haven't conceded, fine, that's what we'll stick with. But that's he does very well to keep the ball over there. But if I'm a goal down, which is also likely, how am I going to respond to that? And
Oh,
oh, he could. Oh, that's brilliant. Take the shot. It's
wow.
in. And Tikka, that is outstanding skill over there. A lovely little Masse Rule, completely taking Lokmanu by surprise. And I think on the balance of play, a richly deserved goal. It is
Yeah.
1-1, and this seems to be the theme of the day. We are seeing 1-1s in individual matches and 2-1s maybe in the co-op. Who knows? Let's see. But yeah, very well deserved. And now Lokmanu has it all to do.
Oh my god, that roulette was just picture perfect. Like the instinct to be able to pull that off. That's what I like to see, especially in a younger player, where
Yeah.
for younger players that instinct is just building up. But you can see Tika very much like I think what the vibe I'm getting off of him is a player who's very confident in his style of play and his ability of play and in his identity. And I think that's very, very important for any esports player in general. So Right now, 1-1 though, as you mentioned, the theme and the flavor of the day. Let's see if Lokmanya is able to add a little bit of spice to it and maybe change it up.
Oh, there you go. And again, very, very aggressive, high pressure. He doesn't want to give Lokmanu the ball in the middle of the park. He's like, okay, you know what? You want to build, you want to take it slow. I'm not gonna allow you that time to do things, to play the game on your terms. And I think it's been a very, very fearless performance. I think the fearlessness of youth showing from Tikka in this game, and honestly looks dangerous every time he comes forward. Again, oh, he's found the ball to Ronaldo and just about no, just can't keep possession. And now Lokmanu, can he land that killer blow? Because surely I think at this point one goal would seal the win. But I mean, based on what we've seen in the last
Yeah.
game, no foregone conclusions.
Yeah, this is like after seeing the Origi goal in the Champions League, you're just like, yeah, we can never assume what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah,
but hey,
and this has worked well. Now it's about the 1v1. A great tackle over there again. Defensively, Tikka has been very, very organized. Lovely little turn over there using that L1 R1 turn, which you can use while receiving the ball with all 5-star skill players. Very, very simple move to do if you want to try it at home. And yeah, now as we head into those last few minutes, it is a 1v1, was at least for a second. He's got Ruud Gullit in the box. Will he try to go for a cross because he has a good header of the ball in the box? Not quite. Doesn't want to do that yet. And ooh, I think
oh,
this is it. This could be it. No, well blocked again. Well played, Tikka, getting that in. And now he's got that ball in behind. Is Ronaldo versus Maldini. Obviously, a big pace advantage over there for him. And
what?
runs it out. Just got the rub of the green there, Lokmanu, but throws it straight back to Tikka. And now with the last play of the game, that's not what you want to do. And we've seen last minute drama before. Is he going to just
Oh no!
go try to finesse that? Oh,
Oh,
he's found Pele and just gets the block in, and
oh,
somehow, oh, he just needed a foot that was a foot longer, and he would have reached that. And
wow!
yeah, another very, very intense game. And now Lokmanu, as we said, I mean, this was a game which we wrote off as a formality, maybe of sorts for Lokmanu,
Yeah,
but Tikka showing that he is. He's I mean he's earning the right to be a part of this tournament. That's a fantastic display from him, and almost getting the win in that last second as well. And again, yet another match where we see two 1-alls in the individual games. Just nothing to choose between these two players. Tikka putting in a fantastic display, and we go again with the co-op game with everything to play for.
yeah. It's almost like the FIFA algorithm went on lunch break and it's like, guys, you can just repeat the last set. It's cool.
Yeah.
Uh, but right now, I think a huge result for Tikka right here went for the defensive formation to try and make sure he denies Lokmanu that space. And it brings me back to a point that you mentioned, which is the difference in playstyle for that elite division kind of players that Lokmanu is used to playing to, and someone like Tikka. And for Tikka to recognize that and come in saying, you know what, I'm just going to play this like a normal game that I might get in my division rivals. Like, I'm sure he randomly gets some elite division players when he's trying for the promotion and stuff. He's like, I know how you guys play. I know you like to control midfield a lot. I'm not going to let you do it. Try as you may.
Yeah, and it was perfect because a lot of times you found that Lokmani was almost taken aback, saying, "Listen, I'm near my halfway line and trying to pass the ball around. Why is he pressing me here? Nobody does this." And this is, of course, I think Lokmani worked this opening really, really well. And at this point in the flow of the game, that was well deserved. You can see Akshat there, very, very happy. He was happy that he could, I mean, his teammate could get him in the lead and hopefully bail him out. So this was, I think, a huge moment. If that one flies in, then the game complexion changes completely. But yeah, props to Tikka. I mean, he worked his lad, lovely little roulette, and oh, that was gorgeous. That was so good. And I think, yeah, there you go. You see the teammate punching the air in delight, and very intense. And I'm liking the vibe that the Mumbai City boys have. Right, they're always completely in that moment, in that zone, and then that sudden
Yeah.
release of emotions that you see from them. And it's going to be a cracking co-op game now.
Yeah, especially Ashwin, right? I'm loving his reactions. Even when he scored the last goal, he was like, I could feel the feeling he was feeling, like in the sense that when you're trying to smash the button, like, just go, go,
Yeah.
go, 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 and you're literally shaking, and he's doing exactly that. So it's nice to see that because, of course, while they are pros, it reminds us that they're just like us. They're just considerably better at playing the game than us.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think now I don't know. I think maybe Mumbai City FC will be going into this co-op game with a little bit of an advantage, at least in terms of confidence, because they've both got fairly good results out of this game. Of course, we saw Ashwin with that absolutely clutch, crazy victory right at the end, and Tikka as well, getting a win against an opponent who's of course in a much higher division than him. And now it's about whether they can work together as well. They'll have good memories from their last co-op game. They did manage to win it despite losing their individual games. And now it remains to be seen whether the Kerala Blaster boys can just swat these results to the side. And of course, huge mental switch when you're switching from single player to co-op. And let's see if they can make that change now. And you can see Lokmanya even coaching across benches. He's like, see, this is how you should play. He's giving tikka tips as well.
No, I feel like this is one of the situations, like, if you ever played a 1v1 and you beat the player who was the favorite, and the favorite player is like, bro, the game is so broken, like, look here, look there. And he's like, yeah, bro, you're completely right, while you're just smiling on the inside, like, lol.
Yeah. Oh, this happens all the time, especially for me. Like when I'm winning, the game is like, oh, it's the best game ever made. There's no flaws to this game. The moment you lose, rubbish. I can't go back and redevelop this game. It's nonsense. But I mean, sometimes you just have to admit that you just had a bad game, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, you can see the players getting all primed and ready. Of course, getting some energy in, some hydration as well. Very, very key. But now, it's all about the tactics, I think. Like, it's going to be a curious affair, especially in the minds of Kerala Blasters. I wonder if they assume that it's just going to be Ashwin's tactics coming back, or given the success that Tikka found in stifling Lokmanya almost, I wonder if they go back to Tikka.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be quite interesting to see because, again, they're not just playing Lokmanya. We're going to see Akshat, who, in fairness, in attack created a lot of good chances. Just the finishing didn't quite work out for him. So maybe they'll look at that as their approach, where Lokmanya will be like, okay, you know what, I'm going to get Akshat to be the playmaker, so to speak, get the one who's playing that final ball, finding me in space. And when I'm in space, I have that composure to beat that last defender and smash it into the corner of the net. So lots of interesting subplots over here. I don't know what the dynamic between Ashwin and Tikka is going to be, because Ashwin, both of them actually very, very organized on defense. They press well, so I think defensively they should be good. How well they can do in attack, I think Tikka will be taking the lead when they attack, as being the guy to really attack and take defenders on and put that cross or that through ball or the cutback on a plate for Ashwin to tap it in.
Yeah, I can see Ashwin as more of the shot caller, whereas Tikka, rightfully so, he's the younger player, is more of the the rebel leading the charge in the front, and the finishing was slightly better for Tikka himself as compared to Ashwin. Ashwin, there was a lot of indecision involved till the last 5 minutes, which he was like, screw the indecision, I'm gonna mash buttons, and it worked. So
yeah, worked out very well for him, and I don't know, I just get the feeling that we're gonna see another absolute nail biter in this game. And it's probably what this match deserves overall. It's been so close. It's been too close to call, and very, very evenly matched all through. Very high drama all through, and I would expect and hope that continues for this final game.
Yeah, that's certainly what we want, right? I mean, we got it in the first match, 1-1, 1-1, and it ended even in a draw, rightfully so. And that's how the teams are just as well matched up right here. It's been 1-1, 1-1 in the individual scores, and starting us off is Kerala Blasters with the possession, and immediately an aggressive press, just as we expect from Mumbai City.
Yeah, and Mumbai City FC, I did notice this time it wasn't ultra defensive, it was just defensive. So maybe a slightly different approach being used, as they go for a very audaciously long ball, but that's gone out for a throw. Again, it's one of the recurring themes of players who are used to playing that ball in FIFA 21 for getting a rude awakening as the ball goes out for a throw in. And yeah, I think we very fast start over here. By Mumbai City FC, they're working that well. They've worked the chance for Pele. Have the shot, man. Ooh. But no, decides to pass it in a gap that was rapidly closing. And yeah, this could be a frenetic 90 minutes, man. We're seeing, okay, that's a bit of a, maybe that was a tactical giveaway of possession to win the second ball. And lots of long balls being played over the box over here. And we're seeing now Mbappe, that's clearly Lokmanya. He likes to do those turns in just outside the box. And I do believe the blue cursor is Ashwin for Mumbai City FC, and the red is Tikka. So let's see what they can do. He's going to look for that through ball in behind. Didn't quite work out that time. Happy to just recycle possession and reset. Ooh, got very lucky with that because little less on that pass, and that's Ronaldo through clean on goal. So gotta avoid stupid mistakes. That's the main. I think that must have been the main brief. So you know what? Let's get beaten by the opponent's skill. There's no shame in that. But let's not shoot ourselves in the foot and just give them the ball cheaply. That has to have been part of the reasoning. And you see a very aggressive press being used by the Kerala Blasters boys. They're using, and suddenly that gap appeared. It's just
Oh,
a
wow.
little gap over there, and it's saved by the feet of Van der Sar. Just as I was saying that they were doing a very good job of just pressing together and making sure that there was no gap, no passing lane available for Mumbai City FC. Suddenly, one just appeared out of nowhere like Moses in the Red Sea, and now it's let's see if Kerala Blasters can capitalize over here. He's found him in the box. Will he go for the pass? He does go for the pass, but well marshaled by Marquinhos, and Van der Sar can pick up. And yeah, a bit of a nervy moment there for Kerala Blasters FC, and a bit nervy for Mumbai City FC as well.
I mean, I think we get nervous because in those situations, I at least always end up losing the ball. I'm like, no, why did I even pass in the first place? That shot, but hey, of course, not happening with these players because now
Ooh,
once again on the attack, the synergy has been
burst of
beautiful.
pace. Yeah, and yeah, that's worked out very well for them. He's got Pele in the box. I
Oh,
think that's offside. It is offside. Yeah, I think he just needed to drag him just a little bit further inside, but. You can see on attack the Mumbai City FC boys seem in pretty good sync. They're attacking pretty well, just giving the ball away over there and getting it back. Like, thank you, sir. Okay, you're welcome, sir. Thank you again. And so
what
you're
again?
welcome, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It's just little exchange of possession happening over there. And thing was just like let all players touch ball once. It was just one of those. And yeah, now will they go for the quick counter attack? Not quite. A lot of small mistakes creeping in. There you go again. Is this nerves? Is this controllers needing charging? What's going on?
I mean, I think it's definitely some sort of nerves for both of the players. Like in the sense that for Kerala Blasters, it's been an emotional set so far, and for the side of Manchester City FC, like they just seem to play much more quicker as a unit as compared to what they play individually, and that's very surprising considering you need a lot
Oh,
more synergy to do that.
yeah. And wait, speaking of synergy, he's found Rude Gullit over there,
Oh,
and
oh,
yes, have the shot. There you go. It's
oh,
deflected and just wide. Mumbai City FC, they're enjoying themselves. They're having a bit of a laugh while playing this. I do believe, I think CAU called them Manchester City FC just a while
oh,
ago, but they
my
are
bad.
playing some nice tiki-taka Pep Guardiola football, so I don't blame you.
True that.
Oh, that's a good ball in, and it goes all the way across. And now, will he look for a cutback? Will he go down the line? Does look for the cutback. Oh, he's found a way through. Will he take the shot? And it's
Ooh.
saved again. Van der Sar is keeping Kerala Blasters FC in this. Are they going to go short from the corner? No, doesn't look like it. They're going to go and search for that header, and it's going to land at the head and feet of Ruud Gullit, but just different Gullits at the same time. And again, the ball is cleared out, and that ball not quite working. Going quick with the corner kick. Of course, you cannot be offside from a throw in. And now, yeah, I think Kerala Blasters will be reeling right now. They'll be like, okay, hang on, what's going on? But it just takes one chance and they could take the lead, and that has actually been the pattern of this entire match so far.
Yeah, but the pace of the matchup itself, the tempo, I think maybe startling Kerala Blasters a little bit. I don't think they were expecting this level of strength from the outset, right? From the very start of the match, that Mumbai City FC.
Yeah,
of
it is
course,
confusing
again.
because they're playing so well.
It's also the kit. I'm so used to seeing
Yeah.
the weekend kids, but it is Mumbai City FC. I will remind myself and our viewers, and it is them currently controlling the ball, able to once again maintain that compact shape that you have lauded these players
Yeah.
for.
Okay, yes, he's got him in.
Oh, wow.
He's timed that run perfectly, but now he has defensive cover. He goes for the
Whoa!
shot, and it's saved again by Van der Sar. Tip past the post. Got the timing on that finish absolutely perfect. It looks like they are going to go for that near post ball in. Got Ruud Gullit going for the second ball. They're working their set pieces really well.
Yeah, it's like almost they've practiced it maybe, and
Yeah.
I think it's a lot to do with Ashwin seems to be the mastermind here. He showed
Yeah.
it in even his own
But
individual
hang
game. But hold
on.
on.
Yeah, it's Cruyff over here, and it
Oh,
just takes. Oh, that's worked beautifully. But just
oh,
that first touch, letting him down. Now the last attack of this half will actually fall to Kerala Blasters FC. That's a cheap giveaway. Just will be hoping for that whistle. There's no added time, so we should hear the whistle anytime soon. And there we go. Oh, that's an intense first half. Ends 0-0, but could well have been 2-0 to Mumbai City FC right now.
yeah, Mumbai City FC playing very, very well, but at the same time, I think I have to give props to Kerala Blasters for even being able to uphold the pressure, right? Because I don't think they are necessarily used to being in this sort of position. I think even coming into the match, Lok Manu and Akshat were maybe expecting to lead and control the pace of the play, but it's been the opposite. It's actually Tika and Ashwin were able to control and really put their attacks into the limelight, and it's Kerala Blasters who have to play on the back foot and try to counter attack. So let's see, maybe in the second half, we see these coaching classes that Lukman you regularly gives paying off in terms of some maybe substitutions or tactical changes.
Yeah, and I think for Mumbai City FC, the brief, and you could tell just from that reaction, it was just like same, and it was like yeah, same. So it's just nothing really needs to change from there, and they've been playing an excellent game so far. All they need, all that's been lacking really is that goal. They've come
Ooh.
very, very close. We see Mumbai City FC going again with Ronaldo for Mbappe. So again, looks like we may be seeing a few crosses coming into the box using that aerial ability. We have seen Tika likes favors putting in a few crosses in, and with the second player in control to
Ooh.
get somebody in the box. Lovely ball roll from Zidane over there. He's got Ronaldo now running into the box. Eusebio on the charge, trying to just bulldoze his way through, but not quite. Again, maybe a little too over exuberant over there, trying to win the ball. It's now 3-on-1. It's going to be a stellar defensive
What?
display. Why did he go for the cross? Oh my goodness! Still
Oh,
in control of it though. Kerala Blasters FC. It's
oh
some.
my.
Oh, I think that'll be a corner. Yes. And yeah, I think he was trying to cross that to near post, and it just a little bit too much power on it, and it went far post and scissor kick away from Patrick Vieira, and yeah, Kerala Blasters starting this one on the front foot, and they almost find the way through. And now on the counter attack, we're gonna see Cristiano Ronaldo on the ball, slowing it down, taking his time. Will they go for the pace in behind? Not at the moment, but yeah, it's so breathless at this moment. And
Yeah.
you rightly said that I don't think Kerala Blasters FC were expecting this game to be played at this pace. And speaking of pace, we have Pele in there with the bridge, not quite got that time finish all completely wrong. And ball was taken off him before he could get the shot away in any case. So yeah, I think for Mumbai City FC, they have to be careful that they're not too over eager to win that ball high up the field because they could be exposed just like they were just a minute or two ago. And was just Mumbai City FC were just saved by a poor decision in that instance to pick the literally the least effective pass that he could have made in that instance.
Yeah, unfortunate for them. But for Kerala Blasters, perhaps a
Oh,
moment, a moment to breathe really as they are now
yeah,
on the attack and
does look
it's a
like
little
yeah.
slowed down.
Yeah, sorry, but Kerala Blasters did look for a moment like they were going to go for a cross themselves, but no, deciding to revert to form and go for the standard.
Oh,
Wait, hang on, it's
oh!
Ronaldo, and it's the wrong Ronaldo who's got the header for from Mumbai City FC's perspective because that's a very well worked corner. And for all the work that Mumbai City FC have been putting into their set pieces, it's actually worked out very well for Kerala Blasters, and they have the lead, but. We've been here before. Kerala Blasters leading the game 1-0, and suddenly Mumbai City FC pulling one out of the bag at the end.
Yeah, it's almost like at 1-0 is when Mumbai City FC get their true game faces out. They like go Super Saiyan mode. They're like, all right,
Yeah.
let's go. Now we can score a goal because we are behind. But yeah, very well done on that cross. Like, I really love the fact that unlike a lot of the teams where we've seen, for example, in the SC East Bengal game, where they were using crosses perfectly, the other team did not necessarily adapt to that. But you can see already when Lokmanu is there, that adaptation is bound to happen. Understanding that they are the opposition using crosses very well. I mean, like, wait, we can do that too. Let's get a goal for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely right. And the second half now kicking off. And listen, Mumbai City FC have played a great game so far. They've
Yeah.
created, I mean, it feels like they are having Akshat's game from the first match, where they've created everything, they've controlled the game entirely, and then just sort of been sucker punched by a goal from the corner right at the end. But thankfully for them, enough time for them to recover from that. And I mean, based on the way this game and this match has gone, I would expect to see them get at least one gilt-edged chance before this game is out.
Yeah, I would not be. I mean, like you said, also like how we've seen so far, it's been 1-1 to go after Kerala lost the score. So would not be surprised if that happens once again. But as you said, it has been a flurry of chances, but none of them converted. But let's see right here, 1-2s have been their specialty, trying to set up Ronaldo in the box. But
Ooh, not quite, not quite. And on the counter attack, they go, and the counter attacks
wow,
will get easier for Kerala Blasters FC. That's well recovered, and that's beautifully worked. That should be a goal, and that is the game, surely, for Kerala Blasters. Finally, a huge sigh of relief, a lot of tension relieved over there, particularly for Akshat. And actually for Lokmanyu, because both of them have had a horror for just had absolute horrors to experience in their individual games.
yeah.
But yeah, for now in co-op they have made it count when it matters, because the first two results go out of the window, and those 3 points would, if it stays like this, go to Kerala Blasters FC.
Yeah, and like you said, right, it's been testing a day today for Kerala Blasters, especially for Lok Manu, who got surprised with Tikka's tactics changes in his game, and then surprised perhaps by the pace at which Ashwin and Tikka really took to this co-op match. But again, this is where his experience really comes into play, I would say, because the way they've been able to hold on, the way he's even able to help Akshat, who I would say is definitely nervous, right, after a very testing match and after the results he's gone through. Hold on, get that one goal, and after that, it was just a matter of recreating it, and they do it perfectly. I think the nail perhaps in the coffin for this game now.
Yeah, and we do see a change being made. We see that Kerala Blasters have brought on Cruyff in place of Ronaldo, which is interesting. One of the rare moments that you would actually see Ronaldo substituted in this game. And so now they've won the ball back, Mumbai City FC, but giving it away. Now there's a lot of urgency now going to show. But yeah, you can see Kerala Blasters FC, bitten once, twice shy. The moment they have the ball, they're going to just eat up as much time as they can and not allow Mumbai City FC a route back into this game.
Why is the TFC able to control the ball, though? I would say they need to get a goal on their immediate next attack if they are to even think about equalizing the scoreline all the way through. But in the box, Gullit just too good.
Yeah, Gullit over there. I'm fairly certain they've put a drop between centre backs instruction for Gullit so that they have that additional insurance on defense. And now for Kerala Blasters, I think it's going to be very wide open for them to hit Mumbai on the counter attack. Because they are now obviously going to be committing a lot of bodies forward. They need to. They need 2 goals, and Pele, I think, the ball needed to go a little earlier, but he was just slightly offside. And yeah, that's well played. And that's a bit of a suicide tackle over there, and that could leave them hopefully exposed if he finds the ball on the opposite flank. He does. And now it is Cristiano Ronaldo. We're going to see Lokmanu or whoever it is on the ball just taking his time. Looks for the cross.
Ooh.
Sees Mbappe over there. You can see Cafu completely spent over there. Not a lot of stamina left. And I think that's offside.
Barely offside, I think, Ronaldo right there. But
Yeah.
it was controlled by one of the players, so just barely missing their run. But that's okay because they get the ball back once again. And I think the through ball setup, think for Ronaldo, but just slightly skewed on the hit, perhaps.
Yeah, and well, small foul there. Advantage played on, and got to make this count. If you're going to make anything happen, this has to be a goal. With Pele, he's almost set up a volley for Ronaldo over there. And yeah, I think this game is now done. Goes for that long ball, trying to get in behind the defense. Will press and try to force a throw in. Doesn't manage to do that. Now it's about just a consolation goal, really, for Mumbai City FC. I think all the stoppage time they could have got, they have exhausted in that first game. And as the tackle goes in, we're going to see a little more bit of the ball being kept. And no, I think they're going to go for the kill now. We should see a cross across goal and then the finish. And oh, it's saved
Okay.
by Van der Sar. Look at that! And I'm just pointing at the, and I think that was Akshat over there saying, "Dude, my shots just don't go in. What am I doing wrong?" I think he needs to get a little bit more power in those shots. And yeah, as we see the ball cleared out now, that is the game. A very, very, very hard fought match. A little bit of applause for the opposition from Lokmanya as well. And finally, all that, all that, just the grief that they've been through for the last for the first two games finally just evaporates and they can breathe easy and have a good night's sleep after this.
I,
Still complaining about the finishing over there.
I mean, rightfully so, right? I can see the how he's like how can this consistently happen? And look what you being just like, yeah, bro, it's just unlucky. It's okay, we'll work on it. But I think the smiles clearly show how much of a testing affair, as you said, it was, how stressful really this match was. And I know they are not glad for the stress, but I have to say I am, because damn, was it so intense and exhilarating.
Whew. Yeah, that was an intense game. Again, 2-0 probably doesn't tell the entire
Yeah.
story. I think in the first half it could easily have been 2-0 to Mumbai City FC if not for a couple of brilliant saves from the goalkeeper. And yeah, that was just super intense. But eventually, Kerala Blasters FC getting the result that they really desperately needed, having just I think 3 points from their first three games. So good result for them, getting 6 points on the board. Mumbai City FC, of course, played two, lost two, but they've been incredibly close matches. Both the matches, I believe, have gone to. Well, actually, no, they didn't go to the final game for both matches. But in co-op, which was their strength, didn't quite work out. And let's take a look at the final scorecard from today. Been a very exciting day overall.
Yeah.
For this game particularly, it followed the same pattern as our first match. It was the 1-1 draw, an absolute nail biter in stoppage time with vibrating Ashwin scoring that goal in the last second. And Lokmanya held to a very creditable draw by Tikka, and then what was a very close game until the 60-65 minute mark eventually ended as 2-0 to Kerala Blasters FC after Mumbai City FC going 1-0 down started chasing that lead and left a lot of gaps in behind their defense.
Yeah, huge props to Kerala Blasters for securing the win. But I also have to say, I'm excited to see more of this Mumbai City FC team.
Yeah.
Wherein, unlike other teams, I feel like there's a clear path for them to work on to try and keep getting better.
Yeah.
And it feels like they know that too. And the fact that they're already on that path, it bodes well.
Yeah, and I think we've seen a couple of stellar performances from everyone. And let's find out who our hero of the match is. That'll be interesting. And it looks like, drum roll please, it is Akshat. Wow, okay. I think he probably deserves that after the trauma of that first game, scoring both the goals I think in co-op and of course the one goal in his individual game, and could have scored maybe some 15 more if not for the goalkeeper making save after save. But a good day finally for Akshat, despite not getting the win in his individual match, gets the win, gets the 3 points for Kerala Blasters FC, and gets the hero of the day. Let's have a look at his 3 goals over here. This one was very well worked. Finally, this one I think was a huge sigh of relief, finally going into that top corner. This one from the corner worked really well. A great ball played in by Lokmanya, and there to win that header with Ronaldo. And this one was a nice ball played over the top from Lokmanya. I think it was a clear pattern of Lokmanya wanting to be the provider, and excellent play one-on-one there with Ronaldo to get that goal, which pretty much sealed the result.
Yeah, and this makes me think that the last moment where the shot was missed was maybe Akshat telling, "Hey, now my bad luck is on to you, Lokmanya. Enjoy, my friend."
Yeah, quite possible. Maybe I think we'll get to speak to Lokmanya in a bit and get to ask him who it was who missed that last shot. And also we want to ask him what the experience of playing against Tikka was like, because he really made him work hard for that 1 point in game 2.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know what it really felt like, to be going up against such a radical playstyle, and it almost working for an extended period of time. Especially that roulette, I assume he would not
Oof.
be happy about just giving him the space to be able to execute that, but would also be flabbergasted as to how he's able to do it.
Yeah, and of course we do have Lokmanyu with us, so let's just head over to the interview and have a chat. Oh, sorry, we don't have him yet, but let's take a look before that at our leaderboard to see how the table of the eISL is, of course, shaping up. And a little bit of up and down has happened. We see Kerala Blasters jumping straight up into fifth place, tied on points with Bengaluru FC. Chennai FC, of course, with their draw against Jamshedpur FC, keeping hold of that top spot. FC Goa will be rubbing their palms to see that they can go outright ahead in their next game. And for the moment, we see at the bottom Mumbai City FC, 2 games played, none won, but of course a long way to go. They are yet to open their account along with ATK Mohan Bagan and Odisha FC.
Yeah, only 2 teams left with a 100% win streak. Of course, SC East Bengal, because they've only played that one game, one match, and FC Goa, it's been close matches, but they've managed to pull out a win every single time. I'm excited to see if, like, now that it does feel like the players are sort of getting a lot more comfortable with the whole LAN, and more importantly with each other right next to each other. So maybe we get to see a lot more upsets, like the teams at the bottom of the table beating teams at the top.
Yeah, and of course, another team to really look out for is SC East Bengal. We got to see them yesterday. Who they made their debut along with your debut. But voice in my ear tells me that we finally have Lokmanyu available for interview. So let's quickly head over to him. And yeah, hey Lokmanyu, very hard work today. Congrats on your win.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. What a tough fought victory this was. After the first game, I was just devastated when we conceded that goal. I was like, everything we did right, and yet we conceded that goal. So that kind of put us off the mark, put us off the game plan. And then even in my game, I took the lead. Then something happened, of course. It's such close margins, so it had to come down to the third game, just like our first win. So very happy about this, though, of course.
You mentioned your own game. Like, I wanted to know, what was your reaction to the tactics that Tikka really brought right out of the table? Like the 5 at the back, perhaps the much more defensive strategy. Were you perhaps surprised by it, and did it take some time to adapt?
No, actually, it wasn't 5 at the back. It was 4-2-3-1 only. But the thing is, Tikka, the way he defended was he got all his players back into position. Like, he had a very good shape. And I only had 2 chances. One where I scored the goal, and one where that chance with R9 at the end, where I could have just taken a shot. He ended up doing that step over. Otherwise, that should have been a goal. And then, of course, my Van der Sar in the end saved me. So, yeah, I mean, he was quite compact in the game. So, luckily, it was a draw and we didn't lose that game.
Yeah, and just wanted to, I think after the first game, Akshat must just have been looking at that screen and wondering, what do I have to do for this ball to go in the net? Because there was just save after save, and of course we saw you talking him through a lot. So what were you telling him all throughout? Because he looked, especially after that goal went in, and we saw him just almost like throwing the headphones away out of just disgust. So what was the conversation going on between you all?
No, I think when there was 87 minutes were up, he had the ball on the right wing with Salah, and I told him just to keep the ball and not run into traffic and just like hold L2 or just do like shield the ball somehow. What happens is with constant pressure, like all the players of the opponent, they become like suddenly all of them become gods and they just like win every single ball. And it was stoppage time went to like +4 for +1 when it's supposed to be. So those corners, the streak of corners. The only one thing I told him though is like you didn't move your keeper, because had he moved his Van der Sar a bit here, he would have caught that ball and that goal wouldn't have went in. But yeah, that was quite heartbreaking, to be honest. It wouldn't have come down to the last at that corner not being scored.
So how much was the relief was it for you guys when Akshat scored the first goal in the co-op? Very well set up on the cross for Ronaldo. I mean, they had brought on a Ronaldo, but we weren't expecting your Ronaldo to be the one scoring the headers. So, like,
no, absolutely.
How was that for Akshat himself?
Yeah, absolutely. So like Akshat and I had planned something like this. So like he took a short corner. I went all the way down the byline to Pele. And I thought, okay, maybe these 3 players might come to close me down because I tend to do that a lot. And I know Tikka knew that. So I just lobbed it in. And somehow R9 came up with his magic and scored that goal. I was quite relieved. Like, it was literally made on a plate for Akshat and he scored. I was like, oh, thank God, finally. Even the second goal that he scored was fantastic by him. I mean, that was just class individual play. I don't know why he didn't want to come give the interview because he was absolutely class with that goal that he scored. So yeah, very
Yeah,
relieved.
no,
by
I'm
the
sure
way.
I'm sure we'll get access to Akshat as his confidence keeps growing. But thanks, Lokmanu. Congrats on the win, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye bye.
I mean, the mind games, right? That I am really excited by that. The fact that they are already thinking about what the other player knows about them to try and
Yeah.
execute the plays. That's wow.
Yeah, that's incredible. But I think an overall great day of FIFA. It's been nail biting from start to end, and I think it's just been a phenomenal watch for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been amazing. But that is the end of the day itself. So, a big thank you to eISL and, of course, our partners, powered by Coca Cola, with Hero as our associate sponsor, with Nordwind Gaming as our esports partner, and PlayStation as our platform partner. Of course, a big thank you to everyone involved for this platform itself, because, as you said, the matches were so exciting and we wouldn't have got to witness them without it. But that is the end of today. We'll be back with you soon with another day of jam-packed, exciting action. So make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time with the eISL.